Welcome to Selling Palm Springs by American Dream TV. My name is Scott Palermo.
And I am James Sanek, and today's episode is called The Rockefeller Estate, If These Walls Could Talk.
And James, I've been waiting for this moment. If these walls could talk, my ears would be on fire.
Absolutely. This property has such an illustrious history to it. And I'm so excited today that we're going to be sitting down with Mr. Jim Cook, who's one of the docents of the Palm Springs Historical Society.
Let's go get set up and wait for Jim's arrival.
Let's do it.
Jim, it's so good to see you. We're so glad to have the docent of the Palm Springs Historical Society. And now we get the expert here on our hands.
Yes, we do. So Jim, tell us about some of the luminous owners of this beautiful home.
Boy, oh boy, if these walls could talk, right?
Absolutely.
There are just a litany of people who were famous movers and shakers either in Hollywood or in politics. And it starts with this gentleman. His name is Edward Small. He was an important producer in Hollywood,
right,
a director. It continues with someone very famous in politics and whose name this estate holds today, and that's Winthrop Rockefeller. And last but certainly not least, a very famous name both in publishing terms and in television, and that's Sidney Sheldon.
Why don't we have a seat now and talk a little bit more about the Rockefeller family and truly how this estate and the people associated have really changed and contributed so much here to the city of Palm Springs.
Lead the way.
All right.
Let's go, guys. So Jim, thanks for the overview earlier. Let's sink our teeth in a little bit more of what the Rockefeller family and Jeanette Rockefeller contributed to our community here.
Sure. Well, Winthrop Rockefeller, Winthrop had his background and his career in politics, becoming the two-term governor of the state of Arkansas during the 1960s. He marries a lovely woman. Her name is Jeanette Idris. It's because of Jeanette Idris actually that Winthrop ends up here in Palm Springs. Her father, having built his home here in the late 40s, early 50s, is enamored also. They used to vacation here all the time. And she fell in love with Palm Springs as well. And that's what brought the Rockefellers here.
Talk to us a little bit more about the philanthropy that really both Winthrop and Jeanette brought to this community.
Well, you mentioned the gay community, which has become a really important part of our town and the diversity of it. And in the 1980s, during the AIDS crisis, it was Jeanette who was one of the first to reach out a hand and help feed many of those struggling with AIDS when no one else would even come near. And Jeanette then formed an entire group to assist with variable charities here locally to help those with AIDS. Even before the Rockefellers, there were some pretty prominent names and faces that were a part of these four walls. The very first is a gentleman named Edward Small, who was a producer in Hollywood. He created such great and legendary motion pictures as The Count of Monte Cristo and Man with the Iron Mask. And he lived here up until another famous couple, Moss Hart, the famous director from Camelot and My Fair Lady on Broadway. And his wife at the time is someone very famous in television, Kitty Carlisle. They're here in this home, and only for a short time before Moss suffers a massive heart attack and dies, and Kitty then sells the property to Winthrop Rockefeller.
I don't think we really truly understand completely all the parties that went on here, all the celebrities, the philanthropists, and I just wish we could do a rewind back in time and just be that fly on the wall where we're getting to experience all those moments. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Jim.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Scott Palermo.
Are you ready for some love? Yeah. It's time. Let's go. We're at the Rockefeller Estate. Love is in the air. Yeah. Everywhere I look around. Love is in the air. every sight and every sound. James and I are so happy to have all of you here tonight for this special celebration at the Rockefeller Estate. It's not often we have the opportunity to list a home, not only a special estate, but a home that has so much historical presence in our Coachella Valley.
Scott and I have been affiliated with this property since 2007, when it's part of the Sidney Sheldon estate. This is the third time in 16 years we've listed this home and we'll sell it.
We want to thank all of you for coming and making a special memory. And to American Dream TV, we want to thank you for the opportunities of opening all those doors you've done for us. And to all of you, we toast you. So cheers to all of you and have a wonderful night.